gentlemen, the show is about to start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Conservative Viewpoint, where the truth always matters. I'm your host, Charlie, the Country Conservative. I am your trusted source for hard-hitting conservative news. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Good evening, Patriots, and welcome to another electrifying episode of the Conservative Viewpoint. It's 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'm your host, Charlie, the Country Conservative. And are you ready to dive into the pressing issues that shape our nation? Well, tonight we're tackling a topic that is crucial as it is alarming: hackers in the upcoming election and epidemics. As we edge closer to November, the integrity of our democratic process is under siege. From the DEFCON voting village revealing vulnerabilities in our voting machines to the FBI investigating alleged hackers targeting both Trump and Harris campaigns, the threat is real and it's here. We also have the WHO issuing a health emergency on Mpox. Funny how they do that right before an election, isn't it? Just this week, we have seen reports of Iranian hackers backed by Islamic Revolutionary Guards targeting our presidential elections. And let's not forget the ongoing cyber tug of war between Russia and Iran over influencing of our political landscape. These are just isolated incidents. They're coordinated attacks aimed at undermining our democracy and sowing chaos. So our government lets you to believe. But it's just not foreign adversaries we need to worry about. Domestically, there are concerns about insider threats and the potential for rogue actors within our own borders to exploit weaknesses in our election infrastructure. The recent breaches of the major voter registration databases has raised alarms about the security of our personal information and the potential for identity theft on a massive scale. So what does that mean for us, the American people? It means we must remain vigilant and informed. We need transparency and accountability from our election officials. We need to support measures that strengthen our cyber defense and protect the sanctity of our vote. So tonight we'll cover all the bases, because it's strange how all the time this comes up right before a major election, like with pandemics, epidemics, world health emergencies. This is the type of stuff that we see every time a major election is upon us. This is why we have to stay vigilant, because there's some corrupt things going on and they have to be stopped before it happens. We will explore the latest development in election security technology, the role of social media in spreading disinformation, and the steps we can take as citizens to ensure our voices are heard. So buckle up, folks. Tonight, we're peeling back the layers of cyber warfare, exposing the threats and discussing world health emergencies and what it means for the future of our elections. Stay tuned, because this is one episode you won't want to miss. Let's get started, because the show begins now. What's going on, everybody? Vic, how you doing, Vic? It's Friday, everyone. Glad you guys are joining us. We got Lee. Lee's in the house. Tammy, Daniel. What's going on, everybody? There's Joan. There's Pat. John. Who else have got down through here, guys? Hell, the crew's coming in strong as ever. Hope everybody's having a good Friday. Got a ton of videos for you guys. And yeah, you're not going to want to miss these, because it's just crazy. And I threw in a couple more articles after seeing a couple things Vic was posting in there, and because it mostly just pissed me off. And the first one we're going to get into, though, is just an article about Biden ordering Secret Service protection for the former director of the Secret Service, which is a bunch of horse shit. She does not deserve it or need it. Nobody gives a shit about her anymore. She's gone. She's out of here. She quit. She should have quit sooner, but there's no way they should be wasting taxpayer money on her or that bum that's they appointed as this acting director. He should be fired too, but it's not happened yet. We got the UFO from Biden and then ones from space. Yeah, exactly. Daniel, oh, that's funny. All right. But I don't agree with that at all. And I'm pretty sure Vic didn't too by the comments she made on it when she posted it. So, but the next one, and you guys all heard it if you watched any of the ad or my morning show, the Trump shooter, Thomas Matthews' body was cremated. Gone. Poof. 10 days after the attempted assassination of Trump. 10 days. It takes that longer to get an autopsy, a correct autopsy done. But pretty much the fact that they didn't do a proper one. They just said, and probably had the coroner write down on there and said, shot to the head. That's probably what it said. But now, according to Clay Higgins, wanted to just check the body. Nobody knew it was missing after on August 5th. So the shooting occurred July 13th. They cremated him on the 23rd, and nobody knew that they cremated him until the 5th of August. Pretty funny how that works, don't you think? And you can't tell me there's no corruption involved in this and no cover-up involved in this whatsoever, because there definitely was. That is totally ridiculous. And now the worst thing we've got here is Kamala Harris's economic plan. If you guys didn't see that, prepare yourselves for food lines a mile long. This economy is going to collapse if she gets in and is able to put this forward. Got a short video for you here, but you got to look at it. And she's speaking about the economy. And I'm sorry about this in advance. I know you guys are going to be much more stupid after watching this, but take a look at this.
When I am elected president, I will make it a top priority to bring down costs and increase economic security for all Americans. As president, I will take on the high costs that matter most to most Americans, like the cost of food. We all know that prices went up during the pandemic when the supply chains shut down and failed. But our supply chains have now improved, and prices are still too high. A loaf of bread costs 50% more today than it did before the pandemic. Ground beef is up almost 50%. Many of the big food companies are seeing their highest profits in 2 decades.
Well, that was a bunch of lies. The food prices did not go up just because of the pandemic. It went up after that when they started doing their spending spree like they've been doing. And she's going to take on the high prices. No, the fact is that they're the cause of the high prices. Inflation from the Biden administration caused the high prices. There's not price gouging going on. When prices raise, everyone has to raise up the prices to make up for the difference. That is what the reason for it is. It's not considered corporate price gouging like she wants the sheep to believe. But that's not all. Nobody has gotten to break down how bad this is. But the problem with this is going to be the end of this economy. You're never going to see a recession or a depression so bad if this so-called policy of hers gets established. she plans to provide up to $25,000 down payment support for first-time homeowners or home buyers. Not only that, this thing is a $7.3 trillion in deficit hike if they are able to cheat their way into the White House again. This thing is so bad that it's just unbelievable. I'm not going to get into some of this because I'm getting into some of this, but she wants a $6,000 per child tax credit put back on. That will bankrupt this country alone. And there's so much more to this that it will destroy this country if she and that pathetic piece of whatever he is gets into this White House. We are so dead meat. Why not fix it now? Exactly, Dennis. And if she can fix it only if she becomes president, why can't she do it now? Exactly what Dennis just said. Everything she says is she could fix it if she's president. Well, she's vice president and probably acting president because of the demented old fool that's in the White House. So why doesn't she get it taken care of? But you can't tell the liberals that, can you? No. So these are just 3 of the articles that I threw in because of the disaster that she has created. This is just, beyond, we are beyond screwed if this happens. And I know most of you guys know that in here, but we don't have no idiot liberals brave enough to challenge to come on to the show. So this is pretty much for them. And they're too brain dead to even think for themselves that this is going to destroy this country. These people have never seen bread lines that they're going to see if this happens to go through. We're screwed. And now the next thing is funny and not funny is that the WHO declares a public health emergency over Mpox. Isn't it funny how it just comes up as soon as elections are coming upon us? Doesn't it sound like 2020? He also keeps spewing the lie about Project 25. People don't even listen to that, and I've told them about that. This is nothing but a mere think tank. It's people sitting around thinking of ideas. It's not something that, and who brought that up? Daniel brought that up. And that's not even something that the ideas are not being established. They're not being used. These are just people thinking of ideas. And these idiots, and well, the Democrats are the reason why they're believing them. This is nothing but a think tank. That's all it is. It is nothing. Nothing at all. But another thing, you can't tell these liberals, can't tell them anything about this. Maybe she'll fix it in the same way that she fixed the border. Yeah, exactly, Dennis. Has the hoe even been confirmed as the nominee? No, because I think that's next week. They start. I can't remember what date it is. Maybe the 23rd, I think it is. And then that's when it starts. So I'm hoping somebody challenges her there. And the Democrats see that this is a failed unit. They are disgusting. They are deprived. It's unreal. But this public health emergency is unreal. There's people, of course, on Twitter, X, that are putting out false information because I looked for it, because they said that somebody put on there that the WHO is warning countries to plan for a lockdown. Nah, I can't find that anywhere. So that's not true. I thought so, Daniel. Thought that was Monday. So what is today? 16, no, 17th, 18th. That's the 19th then. So I hope somebody challenges her. Of course, I'm going to watch some of it. I don't think my stomach can handle watching all of it. So we'll see what happens here. But Let's take a look at this first video on the Mpox emergency. Take a look at this.
Last week, I announced that I was convening an emergency committee under the international health regulations to evaluate the upsurge of Mpox in the Democratic Republic of the Congo and other countries in Africa. Today, the emergency committee met and advised me that, in its view, the situation constitutes a public health emergency of international concern. I have accepted that advice. It's clear that a coordinated international response is essential to stop these outbreaks and save lives. A public health emergency of international concern is the highest level of alarm under international health.
Oh, shut up, dude. But Vic, you're right. There was one person that posted and it had to be made up because I've searched everywhere and there's nothing about any lockdowns anywhere. But Tammy is exactly right. People acting like she's new on the scene. Like, where have you been? She's been in office now for almost 4 years, but helped create this shit show, and she has no intentions of fixing anything. And if you idiot liberals are watching, any of you, wake up and see the truth. You just don't change your mind on these kind of topics out of the blue. She's saying it for votes, so you'll vote for her, and then it's going to be all the same as what she's done before. Help create exactly what Tammy said, a shit show of this country. And if you can't see it, you're dumb as they are. She's been hiding under the bleachers after servicing the football team. Hi, Alan, and that was good. The bastard, he's part of the problem. They all are, Kurt, and welcome. Am I going to get the monkeypox vax? No, I'm not having gay sex. And Lee also said he's not going to comply. I didn't comply the first time with COVID, and I will not do it now. Cecil, welcome. They don't want it fixed. They want it destroyed. They've been their plan for years. Trump was bringing it out in the open for all to see. Lincoln was right when he said we will be destroyed from within. Oh, most definitely. We definitely are being destroyed from within. She was the tiebreaker vote in the $1 trillion infrastructure bill. She owns it. Exactly right, Daniel. So are they saying that you can get monkeypox from shaking hands? How exactly are those shaking hands being used? Exactly. But if it is the way that they're talking about being transferred from animal to human, this is another COVID 2.0. And they are probably doing the gain of function research on it to amplify this disease, to make it easier to transmit. And will we ever find out the truth? Hell no, you know we won't. I don't even think they said yet, Daniel. But I know it was Africa. And let me see here. I know they mentioned something here. Let's see. In the U.S., there has been 1,634 cases reported so far this year. And that was just here in the United States. And of course, they're going to use the most numbers. Let's see if there's any more numbers. The Africa Centers of Disease Control declared monkeypox public health emergency, the first such declaration since Africa's CDC's inception in 2017. They found that there were 934 new laboratories confirmed cases of Mpox and 4 deaths from 26 countries in the month of June, illustrating continuing transmission of Mpox. Data from the Africa shown that 2 doses of Genos are at least 85% effective in monkeypox. But did you notice that none of these other places show you numbers, but they give you numbers for our country? which was what, 1,634 cases. But when you go down and scroll down to the other ones, it tells you only 900 and some, right? Is that what I just read? But they're not giving you other countries or anything, just the United States. And I blame this on the fear factor that the Democrats use to win an election. I think this is what it's all about. It's just that's another fear factor that they're using to potentially do lockdowns to steal an election. I said this way before. I think when we first started live streaming, I was saying there might be coming something like this coming when it gets closer to the thing. And I'd have to go back and look at my videos, but who knows? We'll see what happens. But this is ridiculous. All right, where are we at now? Hackers confab shows vulnerabilities in election machines amid testing concerns ahead of November. Now, we've been saying this since 2020. And they've proven it just with that professor with the pen that I told you the other day and could fix a machine to do it. So let's listen to this about the hackers on the elections this year. Take a look.
Brace yourselves, voters. We've got a critical issue with our voting machines that needs attention now. Nation's top hackers have uncovered serious vulnerabilities in our voting machines. These flaws expose our votes to potential cyber attacks and tampering, threatening the very foundation of our democracy. Researchers from Towson University and the University of Maryland, backed by the Department of Defense, are racing against the clock to address these issues. They've identified a range of threats, including cyber intrusions, physical tampering, and insider threats. Despite their efforts, the reality is stark. There's simply not enough time to fix all the vulnerabilities before the upcoming elections. This leaves our voting process at risk and public trust hanging in the balance. Election security is paramount. What specific vulnerabilities were found in the voting machines? Experts from Towson University and the University of Maryland shed light on the technical flaws and potential risks associated with these vulnerabilities. First, let's talk about software vulnerabilities. The hackers discovered outdated software running on many voting machines, leaving them susceptible to malware attacks. Some of these systems are running on Windows XP, an operating system that Microsoft stopped supporting years ago. This means no security updates, no patches, nothing to protect against new threats. Next, we have hardware vulnerabilities. Researchers found that many machines have unsecured ports that can be accessed with basic tools. This could allow someone to physically tamper with the machine, either by adding malicious hardware or altering the existing components. Imagine the chaos if someone were to replace a critical chip or install a device to intercept votes. Then there's the issue of network vulnerabilities. Some voting machines are connected to the internet, either directly or through networked systems. This opens...
Now, I believe this is all just another fear-mongering play by the Democrats. I could be wrong, but I think every time they say foreign interference in our elections, it is them. Because what do we say all the time? Anything that the Democrats say that we're doing or somebody else is doing, they're doing it themselves. So that's what I believe is going on here. Welcome. I see a new name in the crowd. Russell, welcome to the show. I love seeing new names pop up. But you guys are all right. I'm actually reading while the video is playing some of your comments. And Lee said about they had vaccines trademarked and ready last year. And guess who was part of that, Lee? Mr. Microsoft himself. He's got money into all these vaccines and shit. Kurt says, Google, how much the hose worth? Yeah. Yeah, Google how much that hose worth. Fear porn for sure. Most definitely. That is exactly what this is about. And Joan says she don't believe anything they say. Tammy agrees. And I agree. They're working on weaponizing the monkeypox. They've able to increase the communicability through aerosolizing it yet. They've been working on this now for more than 4 years, since 2020, since COVID. That one failed on them. It didn't kill as many people as they were hoping to. So now they've had to work on a new one. And they've been blatant about this. And you see it every day. And that's what pisses me off the worst, because we see it and nobody planned for it. Thank you, Lee. Wasn't there someone that had monkeypox but in Mexico was proven to be a hoax? I didn't hear anything about that, but I hear some noise in my ear. Hold on a sec. That's an idiot ads popping up. India, with the largest population than ours, hand counts the ballots every day. Exactly right, Lee. And we're going to get into some of that stuff here too. But this is all it's about. Everything is about this election. It's done every year. We've seen it. Something comes up, the Democrats plan. This is what they do. This is the only way they can win because they are a disaster waiting to happen. Take the K out of monkeypox. Money. Oh, yeah. It's all about the money. Exactly right, Cecil. Oh, okay, William. But I'm glad to see you here. Get your antivirals now, just in case they do weaponize it. And you know they will, Dennis. They will definitely be doing that. So let me get rid of this one so we get into this one because the fake news is blowing apart here. Now, this one is about Trump. And I guarantee that almost 100% of you guys in chat will believe this at all. But they say now Trump suggests where he will flee if he loses the election. Now, you see this shit all over social media constantly that this star or this actor or whatever is going to leave. That's a bunch of bullshit. They should have left in 2020 or 2016 whenever Trump got in. But I got this video for you. And this idiot, his name is David Pakman. Do you ever see his podcast or anything? This idiot running his mouth, and you'll listen to it. And he said that they said it during their interview. And he plays a clip for it. But the dumbass doesn't realize you can tell what they're talking about on here. So take a look at this, and you'll know, and you'll say the same thing. This guy's an asshole. Take a look.
Donald Trump said during his X interview with Elon Musk that if he loses, he will flee to Venezuela.
And again, I told you their crime rates all over the world are going way down, which makes sense. In fact, the next time what we'll do is if something happens with this election, which would be a horror show, we'll meet the next time in Venezuela because it'll be a far safer place to meet than our country. Okay, so we'll go, you and I will go and we'll have a meeting and dinner in Venezuela.
You know, I'm from Argentina. And I know a little something about authoritarians and fascists fleeing to places when they lose, that's for sure. And maybe Trump is planning, I don't know, to join the late, great Hannibal Lecter in exile in Venezuela or something like that. But remember that he's also probably lying because he lies all the time. He said in 2020, if he loses, we will never hear from him again. And we certainly have heard more from him. So I don't know that we can trust everything he says.
I don't know how anybody watches this jagoff. He's a lying piece of shit. That's not what they said. They were joking about going to have dinner. Didn't say anything about fleeing anywhere. I just couldn't believe I found that. And that piece of shit. And people watch this idiot. Oh, yeah, he had a lot of views. It's unreal that anybody would watch and listen to this fucking idiot. Oh, my God, it's unreal. You're not going to be a redheaded stepchild, Alan. Dennis is our Wimpkin doctor, our Wimpkin lawyer, and our disaster factor information man. He knows it all. Pat, he must have been watching the same time we were on the same channel we were with the article because I watched other videos of it. And it's not making that sound. So that guy, that idiot was on the same one we were watching. That guy is an ass clown, William. You're right, man. He is a clown. And I don't believe people actually listen to that fool. Black walnut husk, clove, and wormwood are just as good as ivermectin, Amish style. No kidding, Lee. I like that. He's a paid propagandist. Boy, yeah, you got that right, Tammy. It is, William. I don't understand it. I don't understand how assholes like that can get more views and stuff that we can. when they just sit there and lie. I'm going to start sitting there lying and see if we can break the internet too and start getting like, no, I'm not. I'm just kidding. He's yep, I'm not saying that, John. Dennis, I requested a knife for my birthday. There you go. Looking for a way to justify their hatred. And that's every day. We see this every day from every damn fake news network and everything. Trump's never said that. He will never say that. The man's not going anywhere. He's got everything to lose, and these people have nothing. Period. Thanks for the post. Very informative and thought-provoking. Okay, thank you. I cannot say your first name. I will let people see your first name. I cannot. Yes, I can. Hold on. If anybody in chat can say her name, his name, or you're a him or a her. And we use the regular pronouns here, him or her, period. But thank you for tuning in. And he's off of Twitter or X, by the way. I have my cane. Oh, okay. My mic picked up the, oh my God. Uh-oh. Sean, what's going on, Sean? Daniel, the dosage for horses, which are living creatures like us, have the dosage of my body weight on the distemper. Yeah, and guess what? You got to take that down a lot because a horse weighs like 1,000 pounds or more. So you got to run a longer show tonight. I just got here. Hey, we're not that. Oh, well, I guess we are a little about half hour into it. I didn't realize that. And hell, I'm still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I still got 12 more articles to go through there, Sean. Billy Bob, what's happening, man? Mark is in the house. We got UK happening right now. All right, let's get into it. Trump is mulling over firing campaign managers, and I'm not going to even say their name. But this is according to 2 former aides that are all pissed off and stuff. So I don't believe any of it to say. I'm going to delete this idiot right now before I show you this one. And I don't even know if it's on that, but former people talk about Trump firing people. If Trump's going to fire somebody, he's going to do it. He's definitely not afraid to fire people that screw him over. So if you screw him over, you deserve to be fired, period. That's all there is to it. All right. Next one, Trump is talking about, and this is a good thing, finally talking about what is important at his rallies, what he's going to do about the economy and all that stuff. Well, this one, he talked about energy independence and to recharge the economy. This is stuff that we know he is capable of doing because he's done it. Not like that dumb bitch and that scumbag Walls. They have done nothing, and she has done nothing but help screw up this country, period. But I'm going to let you watch Trump on the economy. Take a look at this.
As the presidential race tightens a little more than 80 days from the election, the economy is a focal point for both campaigns this week.
From the day I take the oath of office, we will rapidly drive prices down and make America affordable again.
At a rally in Asheville, North Carolina, former President Donald Trump highlighted his proposals to eliminate federal taxes on Social Security, and he's calling for no taxes on tips, which the Harris campaign is also now proposing.
And we will do something else which was copied, viciously, ruthlessly copied. No tax on tips, okay? You know, if they wanted to do that, why didn't they do it 3.5 years ago?
A new report out Wednesday put the annual inflation rate at 2.9% in July, the first time it's been under 3% since 2021. The Biden administration says the momentum is in the right direction.
Okay, sorry about all that. And I have to do this because we are going to get ready to do this. Now I got to share screen here. So I'm hoping this doesn't screw up. So we'll find out in a second here. And not right now, but stay tuned. Here we go. Now I'm going to just show you Dennis's tip of the day. So take a look at this real quick. Well, it's not real quick. Oops. 1 second here. We got to get this going. And tell me if I get screwed up or not with the voices, because remember, this is what happened before when I tried to share a screen. So here we go again.
Customers ask, if I only have to learn one cane movement, what would it be? Well, my answer, of course, is always the best way to never lose a cane fight is never fight at all. The one you walk away from is always the one you win. Canes are the world's best tool for mobility and agility, but they're also extremely effective in personal protection. There's no substitution for full and thorough training with a cane. But to answer the question we often receive, if I had to think of only one movement, it would be a technique shown in the opening movement of the third form of American cane self-defense. And it begins with you at your relaxed position. The horn of the cane is facing forward. You're looking in the eye of the attacker. You go to guard your chest, you strike up, and then immediately overhead. The entire movement takes place in about 0.3 of a second. And if well done, pretty close to unstoppable. I've asked my son Luke to play the role of the attacker.
Okay, now we're not going to play the whole thing because it is like almost 3 minutes long. But you see exactly what he's talking about with the cane. That's a perfect example of it right there. Thank you, Dennis, for that. And mine is about 48 seconds. So take a look at this.
Catastrophe can strike at any moment. Preparedness is not a luxury, but a necessity. Today, we delve into the top 5 crucial needs for disaster preparedness. Firstly, emergency communication. In the midst of chaos, staying connected with family and loved ones is paramount. Always have a communication plan in place. Secondly, the life essentials. Water and food supply. Ensure access to clean water and stock up on non-perishable food items that can last. Thirdly, shelter and clothing. A safe place to stay and appropriate clothing for various weather conditions can make a world of difference. Fourthly, first aid and medical supplies. A well-stocked first aid kit and necessary medications can be a lifesaver. Lastly, emergency evacuation plans. Know your routes and have a swift evacuation plan ready. Remember, being prepared is the best defense. Stay safe, stay ready.
Exactly right. So those are our disaster factor, don't get dead tips of the day. Thank you, Dennis. All right. Now we are going to get into keep this party rolling here. And we did Trump's economy already. Now, the thing that gets me on this, that people believe this, is about the price of drugs. Saying they brought price of drugs down, and they did not. And people doesn't understand what that means. Because Trump rips into these guys about Biden-Harris drug price controls. She's running a Maduro plan, and you know who Maduro is from Venezuela. And this is all that she wants to do, and it's just nothing no more than Hitler. But the problem is Biden set all the drugs up to be negotiated. He didn't bring any prices down on anything. He set them up to be a price negotiation with these pharmaceutical companies. So when he says he brought prices down, he did not. Take a look at this video real quick.
The Harris price hikes have cost the typical household $28,000. Congratulations. Hope everyone's happy. Credit card debt has exploded, and it's exploded to the highest it's ever been, and the cost of a typical monthly mortgage has tripled, and probably more than that if you think about it. We were at about 2.4%, and now you're up to 10% and even 11%, but you're really not there because you can't get the money even if you want to pay it. In July alone, 350,000 people were added to the unemployment rolls. Kamala Harris wants to talk about her fantasies, and they are everything she says. If I say something, she said, that's what she's going to do, too. I say, what are you doing? But she wants to talk for the future about these fantasies, but really what she needs to explain is the present suffering that she's caused, along with Joe Biden. And by the way, they're a team. You know, she's trying to throw him overboard. She doesn't want to know who he is anymore. She doesn't want to talk about him anymore. She says, let's not bring this guy in. Let's not bring him in. No, they were a team. He appointed her as border czar, and she did the worst job in the history of borders, I will tell you.
For the first time, the federal government...
Yeah. And he's definitely right about this. But nothing has been brought down, and that don't make any sense why they can sit there and get away with all these lies, and nobody says a thing to them. Why is the Republicans up there immediately refuting every time they say a lie? And that's what needs to happen, but they don't do it. I think they want them to lie, and that pisses me off even more. Lee says his groceries have tripled, fuel costs have doubled. My bills are climbing quickly. Interest rates are up. Stock market's down. Inflation is way more than they're admitting. Exactly right. Everything he just said is right. And Sean's saying that they're trying to stop him from being a poll watcher. Then I go up to his last post. More than Daniel, you must be working off skewed numbers. I've seen a lot of people have become poll watchers. Are they Republican or Democrat? I don't know. They don't say that. They just show their whatever little certificate or whatever they get whenever they take them the classes or whatever. So get ready, Patriots. They will cheat and rig the 2024 election. The media talking heads will lie nonstop. And boy, how they been talking, Jamal. And thank you for showing up. What did I see? I saw somebody else come in. Tina. I saw Tina. I didn't get to say hi to Tina. There she is. I see that up there. Okay. Dennis. And for the advice of the day, what Charlie started to say yesterday, whenever you're walking around anywhere, always have something in your hands that you can use as a weapon. Keys are great whenever you have the key end sticking between your fingers. A roll of dimes. Exactly. 6-inch baton you put in your hand, and something to make your fist as tight as can be. It doesn't matter what it is. Something big enough where you squeeze that, your fist tightens so hard, you're going to break something whenever you smack it. Oh, yeah. Just about anything that you can hold on. The bottom line is keep your head on a swivel and have something that will hurt whenever you use it. Just something. Doesn't matter what it is. Coffee, pop, water. Anything you can put in somebody's face is going to distract them long enough to run or punch the hell out of them. And don't stop. If you're going to fight, just keep punching. No matter what you do. Punch them anywhere and everywhere you can. Throw punch is good. Throw punch, nobody can fight when you can't breathe. That's one good thing about that. And you punch them in the gonads, ain't nobody getting up from that. So anywhere, everywhere, there's no rules in fighting. If you're trying to get away, run away. But throw something in their face, you will be good. Lead poisoning injector. I got a few of those, Billy Bob, and I will be doing that too. But I will go for the whatever you got in your hand. Doesn't matter what it is because they're going to flinch. It can be something this small. This is a razor blade I use for the stickers and stuff. And you can throw that, and you throw it right in their face. Because that is going to make them flinch. Just that seeing that come to your face, it's going to make them block it and give you time to do whatever you plan on doing. So it doesn't matter what it is. Paper towels, whatever. A bag of groceries. Throw it in their face. You guys will be good. Thanks, Dennis, for that. That was a good one. I finally found you on Facebook. All right. Won't let me send you a friend request. I got it open to everybody, John. I wonder why. So if you're kind enough, add me, find area. I will do that. I'm going to put that down. Anybody that has trouble finding me on Facebook, let me know because it shouldn't. I have it open to everyone. I'm not trying to hide from anybody. So, all right, I got your name wrote down. I'll look at it right after we're done here. So, yeah, but this is the kind of stuff. Now, this one's going to piss me off even more. This mayor, and I didn't get to look him up, from Palm Beach, where Mar-a-Lago's at, is threatening to shut down his home, his Mar-a-Lago estate. Oh, yeah, believe that stuff. And I do have a video on that. Take a look.
Today makes day 26 of a significant closure on the town of Palm Beach. The U.S. Secret Service closed parts of South Ocean Boulevard following the attempted assassination of Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump at a rally in Pennsylvania last month. The South Ocean Boulevard closure is about a mile long from South County Road to the traffic circle where South Ocean Boulevard and Southern Boulevard meet. And while the length of the closure may not seem like it have much of an impact to the community, during a town meeting Tuesday, town officials say the closure has made it at times impossible to get around on the island. They say the closure may even impact emergency response times.
Our residents don't feel safe right now. It's hard to get a fire truck through. It's hard to get out of their homes. It's hard to get a caregiver in.
Palm Beach Chief of Police Caristo said it's going to be a continuous collaborative effort between the town, the city of West Palm Beach, and the county to make traffic conditions better, as he experienced firsthand earlier this week.
It was impossible to get off the island. Yeah. And what we did was we called over to the Palm Beach County Traffic Management, and they kind of like tweaked all the signals going through, and I would say within 10 minutes, everything was just flowing off the island.
The town of Palm Beach sent a letter to the U.S. Secret Service last month, asking for them to provide the legal authority authorizing them to implement this closure, especially when Trump is not in town, which is different from how the Secret Service has conducted their safety protocol in the past. The town says they're waiting to hear back. In the meanwhile, Palm Beach police say they have a person staffed at the Mar-a-Lago Command Center 24 hours a day so they can communicate with the Secret Service daily that way.
Now, you listen to that. They are more concerned about these people sitting in traffic, and they didn't even close the whole road down, the only part of it. But they're more worried about that than Trump's life. It takes them 10 minutes to get through this single lane. And that's what they're worried about. This mayor's a piece of shit. That's exactly what he is. All right. I was already getting into John. John, it's on its way. You should get the reference request for me. I was able to do it while that video was on. So, but that just irks me. That just pisses me off that they want to try to close his home and take something away. I think I can't his whatever permits or stuff that he has to have to run that place. That's what pisses me off. Watch that video. The one strike will incapacitate almost anyone, even if it's only it will. You take that sucker and hit him right in the throat with him. You hit him in the nose. Just push that sucker right up. Oh yeah. Yeah, that shit hurts like hell. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She's a treasonous, vile excuse for a mayor. Okay, it's a woman. I didn't even look it up to see, but they want to close them down. Piece of shit. Totally bought and paid for. I can believe that, Tina. What's Pat say? I watched Dennis Shapiro. You hit them on top of the head. You hit him anywhere. You hit him in the temples and everything. Charlie Brown, Tammy. Believe it or not, that's what it is. All right, let's keep moving so I don't keep you guys too much later here. We're going to keep going here. But did you guys remember or see this about the DOJ finally found transcripts from Joe Biden's ghostwriter? Oh, yeah. They found it, but he still won't give the recordings up. But who can't falsify typing? You can put anything that you want in when the transcripts. You can't fake the actual recordings, but that son of a bitch, Merrick Garland, still will not release those transcripts, and that's what pisses me off. Okay, and I was trying to think if I had a video on this. I don't think this is part of it. Fake narratives. No. But anyways, they will not give those up. They'll give these transcripts up, and I guarantee they're fake. So they're trying to make it look like they're actually doing something. So let's keep going with this one. Wasp spray, brake cleaner will leave a mark. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Especially if you use a lighter on that shit. Anything aerosol, Hey, look for this pretty mug, Lee. Under Facebook, I've got my pretty mugs on there, so you can't find out. You got to look at this, man. All right, Tammy, cool. You guys send me a friend's request on there. I'll accept it from you guys because I know most every one of you to come in here. So no, I don't want to do that. And I sit there and leave. But anyways, they found it. He still won't give up the recordings, and that's what they want. They want the recordings. Now, this one, the Democrat voters, supporters say they're going to vote for Kamala Harris because she has a good vibe. Do you believe that? Oh, yeah. This is what they say because that these people are so much idiots. They don't know anything about her. Take a look at this.
Biden-Harris administration, I think of overseas conflicts, I think of crushing inflation, I think of word salad and cackling and an old man looking lost and confused, and I think of a country where most Americans fundamentally think things are on the wrong track. There's a lot of words for that, but for me, joy just isn't one of them. I mean, it really seems that they've got to push blatantly fake narratives about Kamala Harris because she's not popular. She's never been popular. And they've had to try to shoehorn her in as some sort of popular candidate because Joe Biden just had to go. But even the writers at the New York Times ranked her as one of the least electable alternatives to Biden back months ago before she was the nominee. And now they want to pretend that was never true, but she still has all the same vulnerabilities and weaknesses, and the gaslighting is going to fall flat with the American people.
And see, he admits that thing, and that's why I like this video, because he's exactly right. That's what these people are pushing. It's totally ridiculous that this is what they're going to push. And when we get Trump back into office, they all need to be held accountable for their lying and bullshit that they've been putting on and what they've been putting them through. Why did I put that in 8th video? Well, I'm not going to show this one. I did have a video on a transcript, but I'm not going to show it to you now because it shows you everything exactly what I just talked about. All right, next we're going to get into Democrats. Oh, shit. They're warning, and I just lost it, but they were warning Kamala Harris that she needs to step up and prepare for Trump. Because she's taking it like, oh, Trump's nothing because they've been talking down on Trump. So she thinks, oh, I got him, all right? Yeah, okay. Take a look at this, that they're warning to Kamala Harris.
Democrats warn Harris must be ready for Trump onslaught. Is Vice President Kamala Harris prepared for the inevitable attacks from former President Trump? As the Democratic convention approaches, Harris is exactly where she wants to be, but is she truly ready for what's coming? How has Harris managed to consolidate her base so quickly after entering the race just 3 weeks ago? Will her strategy of filling arenas and gaining momentum be enough to hold off Trump's relentless attacks? And what about the polls showing Harris winning back key battleground states? Can she maintain this lead? Or will Trump's high-profile media events start to shift the momentum? As Harris faces the pressure to define her policies more clearly, will she be able to stay focused and avoid the pitfalls that could derail her campaign? With the upcoming debate on ABC News in September, will Harris's skills as a former prosecutor shine through, or will she struggle after not being on a debate stage for 4 years? What do the polls really say about her chances? With a New York Times/Siena College poll showing Harris leading Trump in critical battleground states like Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, and a USA Today/Suffolk University/WSVN TV poll indicating she's gaining in Florida, can Harris truly feel confident about her position?
No, because everything they say is lies. So no matter what you look at, everything's a lie that they're putting out for her, trying to get her. This is going to be a romance that's going to quickly end. And it may end when it comes to the Democrat National Convention. So, period. Now, I know you guys had to see this, that Kamala Harris and Walz both did a sit-down interview, right? You guys saw that? With each other. Oh, yeah. Believe it or not, they interviewed each other. And I'm going to let you watch. Let's see. I think this is the right one. Yes, this is the right one. Just take a look, short one, but it's only about a minute long, of their interview.
25 days. That's how long Vice President Kamala Harris has gone without doing a sit-down interview or holding a press conference since becoming the Democrats' presumptive presidential nominee. But have no fear, Kamala Harris and her running mate Tim Walz have interviewed themselves.
Like I have white guy tacos and
What is
like
that?
black,
Like mayonnaise and tuna? What are you doing?
pretty much ground beef and cheese.
That's
and,
okay. Do you put any flavor in it?
No.
Oh.
Here's the deal. No, they said to be careful and let her know this, that black pepper is the top of the spice level in Minnesota, you know.
I'm the first vice president, I believe, who has ever grown chili peppers.
Well,
You
trying
know
to
that.
expand
We'll
my
figure that-
my food knowledge.
You know what? We've got some cantaloupes. You'll be fine.
And new reports are saying that Harris is going to try to distance herself from President Biden on issues he's unpopular on, like rising prices. So why isn't she answering questions on these policy flip-flops? Don't the American people have a right to know where she stands on these issues?
That's the problem. They didn't talk about any issues. That's the kind of stupid shit that they did. There was no interview. They sat down and had a bullshit conversation about food and dumb shit. They didn't answer any policy questions, didn't give anybody what they were going to do, nothing about anything that meant anything. And these idiots were probably sucking this up, you know, like the sheep that they are. Now, I'm gonna give you guys something real quick because some of you guys want to roll right at 10 o'clock. I know because you have to work and stuff. But here is the question of the week. And the email's in there. If you guys email me with your answers, don't give an answer over here for a chance to win prize. Take a look. There it is. If you guys need it again, don't forget to email me with your answers. But that interview was bogus. It's all bullshit. Period. It's over. But anyways, Kamala's running mate praised Hitler promoting Muslim leader as a master teacher. Tim Walz denies having personal relationship with him. Take a look at this.
I would like to, first of all, say thank you to Imam. I am a teacher, so when I see a master teacher, I know it. And over the time we've spent together, one of the things I've had the privilege of is seeing the things in life through the eye of a master teacher.
This Muslim guy praises Hitler and he praises terrorist attacks. And this man is praising him. This guy is a disaster just waiting to happen. He's a pawn of valor stealer, a stolen valor, and he's a disgrace to this country. And he's going to praise a Muslim that praises all that bullshit and terrorist attack. No, I don't think so. But now we got an issue with Disney and the heir to Disney. And her and Kamala Harris are friends, if you guys didn't see this. And the problem is with this upcoming debate. Take a look at this video real quick.
A top ABC and Disney exec is taking heat for being buddy-buddy with Vice President Kamala Harris. Dana Walden is her name, and she helps lead ABC News and Disney as a personal connection with the VP, leading to criticism about the upcoming presidential debate on ABC, some saying it's a conflict of interest. News Nation's Alicia Nieves joins us now to break it all down. Alicia, how much control would Walden actually have over this debate?
Well, good morning, Nick. Certainly a fair question. I think it requires a little bit of context here, though, right? In terms of why there's so much scrutiny, that context, well, typically for, the better part of the last couple of decades, in the 1980s, presidential debates have been held by the nonpartisan and nonprofit organization Commission for Presidential Debates. This year, for the first time, CNN held, and then now ABC is going to hold a debate that they directly kind of control. So that level of control mixed with now this relationship that's come under scrutiny is leading to all of this kind of concern.
Now that's the problem that they are thinking's happening is she's going to try to fix the debate that's coming up. And because she's been giving money and everything to Harris and all this stuff. So that's the problem we're going to have to see and wait. And that could be a good possibility. So don't forget to email me with your answers, and I will put back up. Is it on there? Oh, you can see the email address at the bottom. And email me at conservativeviewpoint@yahoo.com or send me a message on here with your answers. I'm not going to say if anybody's right or wrong on here because, you never know. Okay, the last thing I got for you guys today was these CBP officers have seized over 1,000 fake driver's licenses at O'Hare International Airport. All right, that doesn't sound like much. This is not the first time this has happened, and this has happened since Biden has been in here. So where do you think these licenses are going? Take a look at this real quick.
I'm Casey Cronus, live from O'Hare, where 743 fake IDs that officials say were bought online by college students were seized in the mail over a 2-week period.
U.S. Customs seized over 1,000 fake driver's licenses at Muhammad Ali International Airport in Louisville last week. The fake IDs were seized last Wednesday. The shipment came from Hong Kong and featured licenses from across the U.S., as well as Australian, Canadian, and United Kingdom IDs. According to officials, fake IDs have more sinister uses beyond teenagers just trying to get into bars. Sinister problems such as identity theft and fraud.
More than 14,500. That's how many fake IDs were confiscated by Customs and Border Patrol officers.
Now I would cut that short because, but you see what I'm getting at? These are coming in for these illegal criminals. And this is coming in, of course, Democrat-run states and all over the place to give these people access to everything that what's going on in our country, the voters and everything with these illegal driver's license. This stuff has got to be stopped, people, and it's terrible. But for everyone that's leaving right now, we're saying good night. Good night, everyone. I am going to leave you guys with this, and I'll try to get through my videos and stuff faster for everyone. I don't want to keep you guys, especially if you have to work and I know you guys see a lot of stuff. So I'm going to leave you with this. As we draw tonight's episode to a close, let's reflect on the gravity of what we've discussed. The threats of hackers and upcoming elections is not just a distant possibility. It's a clear and present danger, from foreign adversaries like Iran and Russia to potential insider threats. Our democratic process is under attack from multiple fronts. But remember, patriots, this isn't a time for despair. It's a call to action. We must demand transparency, accountability, and robust security measures from our election officials. We must stay informed and vigilant and ensure that every vote is counted and every voice is heard. Our democracy is a precious gift, one that countless Americans have fought and died to protect. It's our duty to honor their sacrifices by safeguarding the integrity of our elections. Together, we can stand against these threats and ensure that our nation remains a beacon of freedom and democracy. Thank you for joining me tonight on the Conservative Viewpoint. Stay strong, stay vigilant, and stay informed. And until Monday, everyone, this is Charlie, the Country Conservative, signing off, saying God bless you. God bless the United States of America. Good night, everyone. Have a great weekend. See you Monday night. You too, Becky. Thanks.